The glittering landscape of global fame is as rarely as smooth or tranquil as it appears from a distance, and few public figures understand this reality better than the individuals who have spent their entire lives under the unyielding glare of the world's spotlight. For decades, the public has been utterly fascinated by the inner workings of extraordinary households, chasing every headline and analysing every photograph in an attempt to understand what happens when the cameras turn away. It is a world where every gesture is scrutinised, every choice is weighed against centuries of tradition, and the simple human desire for peace can become a monumental challenge. Over the past several years, we have witnessed a historic transformation as individuals who were once firmly anchored to the ancient traditions of their homeland made the bold and unprecedented decision to seek out a completely new path. This journey of transformation has taken them across vast oceans and introduced them to unfamiliar landscapes, far away from the structured environments that defined their youth. As they stepped away from the heavy burdens of institutional expectations, they embarked on a deeply personal quest to redefine the very concept of home and to build an authentic life on their own terms. This relentless pursuit of personal autonomy and emotional clarity has captured the imagination of millions around the globe, sparking intense conversations about identity, duty, and the ultimate cost of true independence. Before we dive deeper into the extraordinary details of this evolving journey and examine how a new environment can completely reshape a person's outlook on life, please take a brief moment to support our channel by subscribing. By joining our growing community, you will ensure that you never miss our in-depth coverage, exclusive insights, and comprehensive breakdowns of the most fascinating stories shaping our cultural landscape today. Your engagement helps us continue bringing you high-quality investigative content. So click that subscribe button now and stay connected with us as this compelling narrative unfolds. The transition from a life of highly structured institutional service to one of quiet domesticity in a vibrant new country represents a profound shift that is rarely fully understood by observers on the outside. For the figures at the heart of this global narrative, the decision to cross the Atlantic and establish a permanent sanctuary in the coastal valleys of California was not merely a change of address, but a complete reinvention of their daily reality. The sun-drenched hills and sprawling communities of Southern California offer a stark contrast to the historic and often rigid surroundings of their upbringing, providing an open canvas upon which to sketch a new existence. In this sprawling American landscape, they have managed to find a sense of tranquility that had long eluded them amid the constant pressure of public scrutiny and family expectations. The journey toward this newfound stability required an immense amount of personal courage, as it meant leaving behind the deep-seated familiarity of lifelong networks and stepping into the unknown. Yet, the reward for this massive leap of faith has been the gradual discovery of an enduring peace, a quiet state of mind that allows them to focus on what truly matters without the constant interference of external noise. This sanctuary, built from the ground up in a land known for its reinvention and individual freedom, has become the foundational rock upon which they are now constructing their future. As they settled into this coastal paradise, the reality of their new life began to take a definitive shape. Firmly rooted in the welcoming embrace of a local community that respects their desire for a normal existence. The unique atmosphere of Santa Barbara, with its blend of natural beauty and quiet privacy, has allowed them to experience the simple joys of neighborhood life that many ordinary citizens take entirely for granted. It is within this supportive environment that they have chosen to raise their young children, creating a secure space where the next generation can grow up free from the historical burdens that defined previous eras. The process of building this home has been an ongoing revelation, showing that true belonging is not always inherited through bloodlines or titles, but can be actively chosen and cultivated through shared experiences and mutual respect. The local residents have welcomed them with open arms, offering a rare kind of protection and community spirit that has made the transition feel incredibly natural and deeply comforting. This warmth from their new neighbors has reinforced their belief that their decision to relocate was the right path forward, providing them with a solid sense of security as they adapt to the rhythms of American life. Despite the overwhelming success of their relocation and the undeniable comfort of their new surroundings, the complex emotional ties to their homeland remain a powerful force that cannot be easily set aside. The human heart does not simply forget its origins, and the physical distance of thousands of miles can often amplify the quiet longings for familiar faces and shared histories. In various candid reflections shared with the public, it has become clear that the journey toward personal peace is not an absolute destination, but rather a delicate balance between appreciating the present and honoring the past. The challenges of the global events over the last few years have caused many people around the world to reflect on the importance of family connections, and these high-profile individuals are certainly no exception to that universal experience. Even as they thrive in their coastal sanctuary, they openly acknowledge the emotional complexity of missing the family members who remain on the other side of the Atlantic Ocean, proving that the search for peace is always intertwined with the natural vulnerabilities of the human condition. This ongoing duality of feeling profoundly settled in a new land while simultaneously navigating the deep emotions of separation forms the poignant backdrop of a story that continues to captivate the world. The delicate balance between embracing a new life and maintaining connections with one's heritage became vividly apparent during a highly anticipated journey back across the Atlantic Ocean, a trip that served as a powerful reminder of the enduring bonds that tie individuals to their history. This pivotal moment occurred just before a major international gathering in Europe, providing a rare opportunity for a quiet, private reunion that would capture the attention of observers worldwide. The significance of this meeting could not be overstated, as it represented a bridge between two vastly different worlds: the traditional, structured reality of the British monarchy and the independent, modern life being forged in the United States. Stepping back onto familiar ground, the couple sought to honor their deep personal relationships away from the relentless glare of public speculation and media commentary. The setting for this historic encounter was the ancient walls of Windsor Castle, a place steeped in centuries of global history and personal memories, where the passage of time seemed to pause for a brief moment of genuine family connection. This reunion was not about institutional duty or public appearances, but rather about the simple, profound act of catching up with a beloved matriarch who had spent her entire existence navigating the turbulent waters of global leadership and family responsibility. The atmosphere during this private meeting was remarkably warm and comforting, offering a sharp contrast to the dramatic narratives that often dominate public discussion. Over a traditional afternoon tea, a custom deeply embedded in the fabric of their shared heritage, they were able to converse freely and openly, rediscovering the unique bond that had always existed between them. The venerable monarch was described as being in truly magnificent form, displaying the characteristic sharp wit, resilience, and warmth that had defined her historic reign for generations. This intimate conversation allowed them to share stories of their new life in California, describing the growth of their young children and the peaceful community they had discovered in Santa Barbara, while also listening to the wisdom of a leader who had witnessed the unfolding of modern history firsthand. The relationship between the young prince and his legendary grandmother had always been uniquely close, characterized by a level of trust and mutual understanding that transcended the strict hierarchies of their official positions. They possessed a rare ability to speak about matters that could not be easily discussed with anyone else, creating a secure space of absolute confidentiality and deep emotional comfort that remained entirely untouched by the thousands of miles of physical distance separating their daily lives. This brief but deeply meaningful visit provided a profound sense of validation and emotional closure, reinforcing the idea that choosing a path of personal independence does not require a total rejection of one's roots or familial love. The warmth of the reception they received at Windsor Castle served as a gentle reminder that beneath the grand titles, historical protocols, and institutional burdens, there remains a foundational core of human connection that cannot be easily severed by geographical separation or lifestyle changes. It allowed them to move forward to their next destinations with a lighter heart and a renewed sense of purpose, carrying the blessings and goodwill of a matriarch whose influence had shaped their lives from the very beginning. The contrast between this quiet, dignified reunion and the frantic energy of the public events that followed highlighted the complex duality of their existence, a life constantly navigating the fine line between private emotional realities and the massive expectations of a global audience. This encounter set a reassuring tone for their subsequent public appearances, demonstrating that even in the midst of historic transitions and unprecedented choices, the bonds of affection can survive and provide strength, following this emotionally significant reunion in England. The journey continued onward to the Netherlands, where the atmosphere shifted from private family contemplation to a vibrant celebration of human resilience, determination, and global community. The occasion was the commencement of the Invictus Games, an extraordinary international sporting event that has become a defining centerpiece of the prince's public legacy and charitable focus. Founded as a powerful platform for wounded, injured and sick servicemen and women, the Games represent the ultimate triumph of the human spirit over adversity, bringing together competitors from dozens of nations to share their stories of recovery and athletic achievement. In this inspiring environment, the couple was greeted with immense enthusiasm and admiration, their presence serving as a catalyst for a global conversation about mental health, physical rehabilitation, and the vital importance of supportive communities. The energy of the event was electric, filled with moving moments of camaraderie and mutual support that perfectly mirrored the values of empowerment and resilience that the couple has consistently championed in their independent lives as they stood side by side on this international stage. The strength of their partnership was undeniable, visible in every shared glance and supportive gesture as they interacted with the athletes and their families. For the prince, this event was a profound reminder of his own military background and his enduring commitment to supporting those who have sacrificed so much in the line of duty. The Games provided an ideal venue to showcase the true impact of their global platform, demonstrating how public influence can be effectively channeled to uplift others and bring international attention to worthy causes. The presence of his wife by his side added a layer of shared dedication to the proceedings, as they both immersed themselves in the stories of the competitors, offering words of encouragement and celebrating the incredible milestones achieved by the participants. This powerful display of public service, completely separate from traditional institutional frameworks, offered a clear blueprint for the kind of meaningful impact they intend to make on the world stage moving forward. The intense public interest surrounding their appearance in Europe underscored the reality that no matter how quietly they attempt to live their lives in the coastal valleys of California, Their actions will always resonate across the globe. The transition they have undertaken is not just a personal story, but a cultural phenomenon that challenges long-held assumptions about tradition, celebrity, and individual autonomy. By stepping out into the world to support a cause so close to their hearts, they demonstrated that their search for a peaceful domestic life has not diminished their desire to effect positive change on a global scale. Instead, their newfound personal stability has provided them with the emotional clarity and strength required to engage with the world more authentically and purposefully than ever before. The journey through England and the Netherlands marked a significant chapter in their ongoing narrative, showing a couple that is successfully learning to balance the deep complexities of their past with the unlimited potential of their future, all while remaining firmly committed to each other and the values they hold dear. The profound realization of personal tranquility and the successful execution of their international endeavors have allowed a deeper, more reflective chapter of their lives to unfold within the secure walls of their California sanctuary. As the daily rhythms of their existence become more established, the focus has naturally shifted toward the vital task of nurturing the next generation, ensuring that their young children, Archie and Lilibet, grow up with a comprehensive understanding of their unique heritage. In this quiet, supportive environment, a deliberate and loving effort is made every single day to introduce the children to the memory of a grandmother they were never able to meet in person, but whose enduring spirit continues to shape the world around them. The legendary Princess Diana, whose life was defined by unparalleled global compassion, tragic vulnerability, and an unyielding desire for individual freedom, remains a vibrant, living presence within their household. Through carefully chosen stories, gentle explanations, and beautiful photographs displayed prominently throughout their home, the young family ensures that her extraordinary legacy is woven directly into the fabric of their everyday lives. This conscious act of remembrance is not about dwelling on the sorrow of the past, but about celebrating a profound source of love and inspiration that continues to guide their family choices. The relationship between the prince and the memory of his late mother has undergone a remarkable evolution over the last several years, transitioning from a heavy sense of loss into an active, comforting partnership that provides daily strength. In deep reflections on his emotional journey, the prince has shared an extraordinary perspective on how he perceives her enduring guidance across the spiritual boundaries of time and space. He has described a distinct sense that his mother has completed her primary work in helping his brother establish his own life and traditional path within the structures of their homeland, and has now fully redirected her celestial focus towards supporting his own unconventional journey across the ocean. This powerful feeling of her daily presence has grown significantly stronger over the last 2 years, providing a guiding light during the most challenging moments of their historic transition. It is as if her historic struggles and ultimate quest for personal happiness have provided a protective shield and a roadmap for her younger son as he navigates the complex process of building an entirely new life from scratch. This profound spiritual connection offers an immense amount of comfort, reinforcing the belief that they are being watched over, protected, and encouraged to live authentically, to fully understand the weight and significance of this modern journey. It is essential to look back at the incredible biographies of the individuals involved and the broader historical context that brought them to this pivotal moment in time. The prince, born into the very heart of one of the world's oldest and most traditional institutions, spent his youth navigating the rigid constraints of public duty, military service, and the unimaginable tragedy of losing his mother at a tender young age. His military career, which included active deployments and a deep bonding with fellow service members, instilled in him a profound respect for resilience, a trait that would later find expression in his creation of the international Invictus Games. His wife, an accomplished American actress, humanitarian, and global advocate for gender equality, brought a completely different set of life experiences to their partnership, having achieved success through her own hard work, talent, and dedication to social causes within the modern media landscape. When their two distinct worlds converged, it created a historic partnership that captured the global imagination but also exposed the deep, systemic frictions between ancient traditions and modern expectations of individual autonomy and mental well-being. The decision to step away from senior institutional roles and relocate to the coast of Southern California was the culmination of years of careful consideration. Driven by a mutual desire to prioritize family peace, mental health, and the freedom to pursue meaningful philanthropic work on their own terms. The choice of Santa Barbara as their permanent home was highly intentional, offering a unique microclimate of natural beauty, physical security, and a community culture that values personal privacy above public sensationalism. In this idyllic setting, they have established their own production companies and charitable foundations, creating a modern framework that allows them to tell impactful stories and support global initiatives without being bound by traditional protocols. This model of independent public service represents a groundbreaking evolution in how global figures can utilize their influence to effect positive social change, focusing heavily on issues such as mental health awareness, digital safety, and community empowerment. Their journey has shown that it is entirely possible to honor one's historical roots while simultaneously charting a bold, independent course that aligns perfectly with personal values and the realities of the modern world. The wider impact of their choices continues to reverberate across the global cultural landscape, serving as a powerful catalyst for important conversations regarding the importance of mental health, the boundaries of public scrutiny, and the universal right to seek happiness. By openly discussing their struggles and the emotional complexity of their transition, they have demystified the illusion of perfect public lives, offering comfort to millions of ordinary individuals who are also navigating their own complex family dynamics and life transitions. The enduring legacy of Princess Diana is clearly visible in this modern approach to public life, an approach that values emotional honesty, empathy, and direct human connection over rigid formality and institutional distance. As the children grow up in an environment filled with love, security, and a deep respect for their family history, they are poised to inherit a unique perspective on the world, one that bridges the gap between the historic traditions of Europe and the innovative, forward-looking spirit of the American West. This harmonious blend of past and present creates a solid foundation for their future, ensuring that the lessons of previous generations are transformed into sources of wisdom and strength. Ultimately, the story of this modern family is a testament to the enduring power of hope, love, and the relentless pursuit of personal peace against overwhelming odds. The physical distance between the coastal hills of California and the historic palaces of England may be vast, but the emotional bridges built through private reunions, shared memories, and a mutual commitment to family ensure that the connections remain intact. As they continue to expand their global philanthropic efforts, raise their children, and deepen their roots in their adoptive home, they do so with a profound sense of peace that was hard-won but richly deserved. The daily presence of a watching protector, the warm embrace of a supportive local community, and the clarity that comes from living an authentic life have all combined to create a sanctuary where they can truly thrive. The world will undoubtedly continue to watch their journey with intense fascination, but the true measure of their success will always be found in the quiet, peaceful moments shared within their home, far away from the cameras, where a new legacy of freedom, love, and resilience is being written every single day for the generations that follow.